wondered why some salons seem to have all the luck? Lots of stylists wanting to go and work for them and train under them. Customers are lined up at the door, waiting to get in. They always seem to fully booked, and their social media is amazing. And you know your team are just as good at hairstyling and doing great work as those salons that seem to be really financially successful. I'll give you a hint. Not because they worry about the salon down the road. Don't compare pricing. They don't compete for customers or feel stressed about what everyone else is doing or thinking or trying. It's because they know how to show up every day in their business, and they know that's what matters. They've figured out how to stay in their own lane and make that count. Winners of these business take 100% responsibility for who and what they attract into their businesses. Put it like this. We're in a town. Why are all the restaurants generally in the same area? Sometimes there's just restaurant after restaurant after restaurant down the street. Getting close to your competition was a problem. Why would the restaurants all be so full? It's because they think strategically, and I'm going to share my 3 top recession-busting tips for you and your salon. They can look at it like this. We're faced with financial stress or hardships, or the media telling us that everything's falling down. We have clients ringing up and telling us they can't come to their appointments because they don't have enough money, they can't afford our price increases, or they need to stretch appointments out, or they're having to cancel. Can create a lot of stress and problems in our business. Business requires us to think smartly. So the salon owners that are doing well and looking outwardly like they're doing well have got these 3 tips I'm going to share with you under their radar and focused so that they can bounce back. They're prioritizing the 3 things because they know what's going on outside doesn't determine what's going on inside. They take 100% responsibility and they focus on these 3 most important things. Number 1 is that they're very careful about how they monitor stock, its usage, and how it's charged for in their salon and with their teams. Stock can be one of the biggest problems in your salon if you don't master the usage and charging of stock, the coming in of stock and the going out. And taking responsibility on how this is being managed in your salon is down to you. A lot of different systems and strategies are on how to do this, but you must prioritize this one fact in your business, that if stock coming in to your business is not being used, being sold, and you've got stock sitting around, it creates a big energetic waste in your business. And you're having to carry that stock with you everywhere you go. Think of it like baggage. Stock baggage in your business is costing you a lot more money than you realize. You do about it. Firstly, you need to make sure that your team are utilizing the stock you have and that your ordering and using processes are really clearly laid out in your procedures. Making sure that your team not overmixing, undercharging, not changing bills when people are changing what they're having when they're coming into the salon. Sure that the retail you've got sitting on your shelves is being promoted, is being used, and being sold. What's the point of having a lot of stuff on your tester shelves that your stylists are using with your customers if they're not then upgrading your customers to buy those products and use when you take home? You are an advocate for the brands that you have in your salon. There's a lot of negative energy that gets associated around sales. Your job as a salon owner team are not seeing sales as yet. Not feeling all salesy and hard sell and push your team. Feel confident and happy about selling products to their customers that they use on their hair. And it's not just because you want to make money. There's a lot of statistics around how customers who are being upgraded and buying products from you are more loyal, are more likely to refer their friend, have more services going forward. It is the number 1 sign that you have a customer that trusts the things that you're saying to them about their hair and how they need to look after it. It is helping you provide the complete package. When customers come to you with a problem that they want a solution to using products at home to help support that ultimate goal that they have, your responsibility to make sure that they are staying connected to that ultimate goal, that they know the tools to use to get to that ultimate goal. And that's how we create transformations in our business, not by just the 1 hour or 2 hour appointment they come to, but by the whole thorough unpacking and solution solving that you do when you want to transform the way their hair is. Number 2 is all about how you communicate about your services. People coming in that are usually having some services and they want to cut back, or they don't want to be spending so much time, or they want to leave without their hair being blow dried, or they don't want to get it washed. They're trying to control how they spend their money in your business. It's up to you to make sure that your services are being combined and presented to your customer in a very strategic way. If you've got customers that want to have less services and they want to spend less money, you need to have a very strategic custom pricing model that allows you to do that without you limiting the services you're doing that are going to affect the result of your work. You make sure that when you're presenting your services, you're getting to do the services that you know the customer needs to get the results that they want without cutting corners or reducing those important services that help support the customers here. You want to be putting your salon's name against work that's cheap, that's half done, that's not a good result. Does much more harm than good. When you get strategic custom pricing right, you're locking that customer in for future visits that support the desired result that they want and that you want to achieve for them. Helps create a bigger commitment from the customer so that when they're looking at how they're going to be spending their money on themselves, because everything is a choice, when they look about how they're going to choose it, their hair doesn't become something that they cut out of their budget. It's something they're committed to and that they're prepared to keep investing in. Working with your customers to achieve their desired result and create the transformations that they really want, it's about getting them to take ownership for that decision so that when it comes to them trying to think about their money and what they might and might not be doing or spending it on, they prioritize their hair and keeping on that success journey that you have laid out for them to get them the dream hair they want. Number 3 involves in knowing your data and your numbers. When you look at those on a regular basis, where you really unpack what's going on and very quickly see where you've got your loss leaders that aren't creating the revenue that you need. Maybe there's areas that you're thinking you can cut back on that can make an impact. In reality, they don't give you the results you need. If you're not looking at your numbers with a very strategic business mindset, you could end up making reactive decisions. It actually just causes more drama and problems in your business than the results they deliver. The biggest indicator with your figures that things are out of balance is when the numbers in relation to each other have shifts. A lot of salon owners look at things in isolation, and I'd like to encourage you to look at things and how they relate to each other. For example, how your stock bill is relating to your income, how your wages bill is related to your revenue. Where are those services in your salon that just don't give you back the amount of revenue you need for the amount of effort that you're putting out front? Some salon owners go and cutting costs, clearing the decks, doing a real blast of all the things that they think are going to make a big difference if they cut back. But in reality, 1 or 2 more services a week would have been enough to keep those things in place. It's that real feel-good things that people cut back first, but really do minimize the experience for the customers, and it's the things they notice. It's tough out there, and I understand why we get into a bit of a reaction way of dealing with business. If we listen to too much of the noise, we stop listening to really who we are as business owners and what we wanted to create in the first place. A lot of stress and pressure on salon owners now to be everything for everyone, to make sure their staff are being looked after, that they're being paid well, that they're getting the time off they need, that they're having a really good time at work. The customers, they're coming and needing a lot from us right now. The customer relationship has grown a lot in expectation, and that puts pressure on salons in the way they deliver their services. Managing expectations is one of the biggest problems that salon owners are facing. And with the 3 tips I've shared with you today, you can take responsibility for how that plays out in your salon. Recap. Really think about the stock part of your salon equation. You're looking at the stock in your salon and being really clear about it coming in and going out and what's happening to it when it's in there. The stock you have sitting on your retail shelves, the stock you have sitting in your cupboards, and the way it's used by your team too. Really think about your strategic pricing and how you're managing the services that you do, managing your time, managing expectations, and managing your team to make sure that they are not the ones that are the bottleneck in the way that your services are being done in your salon. You've got to think about your pricing. How strategic is it when it comes to custom building of services? And number 3 is really thinking about what your numbers are telling you, and then the steps you take in reaction to those numbers. What's the deeper meaning of some of the numbers that you're seeing in your business? What are you reading into? Like most things, numbers that you're getting back from your reports are interpretive. Limiting yourself to just reading those numbers is not enough to make strategic decisions in your business that can help you at times when you're juggling money, just like our customers are. Very easy to read some numbers and come up with conclusions that don't help you make decisions that lead your business into a much more healthier financial position. I've helped hundreds of salon owners make sure that their business has been recession-proof with my courses and programs. And if you'd like to know more about that, send me a DM and I've got something to help.